Next thing. Big crybabies all over the place about this. But you shared it, my guy. So go ahead with the gerrymandering in Texas and all that stuff.
Yeah, so if I worry about democracy, the future of democracy in this country, I'm more worried about the second topic than I am the first. Although I understand why people, especially because Trump acts like an authoritarian a lot of the time, I understand why people worry about the military hitting U.S. city streets. But if we do lose our democracy, it feels like this is where it starts. And this is just an article about frustrated voters who are, their districts are just absolutely getting steamrolled right now. Because it's just blatant gerrymandering, which had started in Texas. Trump placed a phone call because apparently he heard from Mike Johnson that if the Dems win a majority in the House in 2026, they're going to impeach him again. So I don't know if that was what sort of spurned him to do this, but he calls Texas and he goes, hey, listen, we understand that you guys will unashamedly do whatever I ask you to. Can you redraw some districts so we get 5 more seats in the House in 2026? And I forget, what's the fucking governor's name of Texas, the dude in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Abbott, Greg Abbott.
There it is. Greggy boy.
Greg Abbott wiping the... Let's not get too gross here, but he's basically cock gobbling, and he's just doing whatever Trump wants. Yes, sir. He's taking his fucking marching orders, and now they are shamelessly and just clearly transactionally changing their districts here because they want those seats, and they're going to get those seats.
Yeah. Well,
and I also saw,
we'll see.
I've seen this. I've seen. Yeah. Well, true. I mean, it depends on how hard the vote split in 26.
Right.
They could over leverage themselves.
Sure, exactly. But go ahead.
But it seems like I saw an article that said if everybody goes this route, if every single state just unabashedly redraws districts, you could have a Republican House for decades, just not changing hands ever, which is insane.
Interesting to me, because Republicans have gerrymandered more in the last 15 years. There are some Democratic ones, no doubt, but in general, Democratic places are where independent districts were kind of set up more so, if not also. I don't even know any, like, maybe some red, I don't know. And in general, Republicans kind of drew, like, insane lines. So they're already gerrymandered in a way. Does that make sense? So that's, I mean, I'm not disputing it. That's interesting to me. Because California, someone drew a map where they could have every single person a Democrat from California if they drew lines. Because California is enormous. And, dude, Democrats win their, like, even bad ones, 6 to 3.5 million votes. That's enormous. That's enormous. So someone was like, you could just draw 50 here. So between those two things, that's interesting to me. But the point still stands that it's not going to end well. Can I ask you why you're more worried about gerrymandering, which would still give you a way to vote, but diluted and pissed away a little bit, but still gives you the ability? Well, no. Never mind. I was going to say, as opposed to the first topic, scares you more about democracy. But again, I don't think the first topic means all of a sudden Trump is going to declare martial law at some point. I'm not there. So.
Yeah, neither am I. That's kind of why I'm not really worried about that first one.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, is where you get locked into a certain political hegemony that never changes. And it doesn't stop here, right? Like, if you start gerrymandering just so unabashedly like this, you're going to do more than just this. Like, this is just... The fact that they can do this so out in the open, as transactional as they are now, whereas before there was kind of this aura of, well, we're redrawing districts, and we only do it every so often, blah, blah, blah. Because apparently Texas does it every 10 years with the census, which I think most states probably do that, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of assuming there, but this is
because
because
your population ebbs and flows, so you'll have to maybe eliminate one, add one, eliminate two, add three, whatever. Yeah.
Like, this is just so openly transactional that it doesn't end here. The second that this is okay to do, we're fucked.
Yeah, and It sucks because it feels like sometimes you hear that things can be forced with a certain number of people in the House, even without the speaker. So if enough Republicans in blue states just held hands with Democrats, why don't you just pass a law outlawing it on a federal level, and just everything's an independent no matter what? It's like too bad.
Which is to be fair, most voters want that.
Right.
Most voters are not on board with gerrymandering.
So I don't know how that doesn't happen, but I also think back to the time when, and I don't often do this, but when I do, I get very frustrated. I think back to the time of 2009 to 10 when Democrats had literally like fucking 60 senators, even, and an enormous House majority when Obama swept into power. And I don't know if it was a supermajority. I don't even know how that works or if they were at that. But in the Senate, is that it? Yes, that is one in the Senate, correct? Yes, I think that's correct.
If you have 60 in the Senate, you have a supermajority because like nobody can filibuster.
I need to go back to that time and like see how all this stuff doesn't get done. Like, you don't have just a game plan, especially after running on certain things in a democracy where you get elected. You didn't have a game plan already on like, if we get into power, like these are obvious things that pull across the board and just are generally like clear things that will help like the common man, and we're gonna just do them. Like making sure gerrymandering wasn't a thing back then and past that. Like getting money out of politics. I guess that Citizens United, I'm not sure when that happened or what they would even be able to.
2012.
Was it? That's tough.
2012, yeah. So that would have been Obama's second term. And I will say, I don't think, as frustrated as I am with Obama and like the movement he kind of wasted, in my opinion, because he had a lot of political power to flex, and they just sort of held hands in kumbaya.
Those first 2 years, yeah.
With Republicans, like, what the fuck are we doing? But I don't think he could have seen, I don't think really anybody would have seen in 2008, the right just completely steamrolling through all of the precedents that have been set. Just with zero reservations.
No, that has nothing to do with him, right? Oh, yeah, this is just terrible on its own.
So it's tough to, like, in 2008, you don't have a fucking crystal ball, like, hey, maybe we should...
No, but,
you know what I mean?
Yes, but I wasn't even trying to frame it that way, because I agree with that. I was trying to frame it in a way of, like, even sitting here bullshitting in the corner of somewhere that nobody cares about and they don't listen to us. We're talking about a plan and playlist of just generally good things that you should do based on how your society and your democracy is structured. How can you make that better? How can you get more people participating? How can you make things more fair? Like, that just seems like basic things you should always have, especially at political parties that are doing this every 2 years anyways. And not even just every 2 years, but every fucking year in special election, because Democrats and Republicans are just the two choices everywhere. So,
right.
That's a failure on thinking big, in big terms, on a bigger scale. Yeah. That's always in the background of, we should pass this if we had this kind of power. These things are just obvious things. It just sucks.
No, I agree. And I think from now on, if Democrats ever do take power like that again, protecting the infrastructure of democracy has to be the first thing they do. It has to be the very first thing that they do.
They're not even gonna. They're those clowns.
Well, we'll see what the Democratic Party looks like.
They can't even pass a stock ban. Did they actually do that now? No, they didn't. We have Rick Scott crying about being poor. Dude, get the burn in hell. I look forward to the day that you enter the gates of Satan. But whatever, dude.
Jesus. Whatever. Yeah, that guy fucking sucks. You don't think... I mean, I don't know. I do think the future of the Democratic Party looks different in 4 years' time. Sure. I just don't know what it looks like. And millennials, if I can just, for a moment, millennials, if you could just fucking wake the fuck up and flex your political power, that'd be great. If you could just show up to general elections, primaries ideally, but just the general election even, if you could just show up and vote, that'd be incredible. Thanks very much.
Dude, time and time again, history shows us that people never care enough. You think there's always a point where they would, and they just never get there. They never get there.
But the thing is, I understand being complacent when things are good, but things are not good. Things are objectively bad right now.
Well, I think we're entering some economic choppy waters, but it actually has to manifest itself, and it has to have
right. It has to manifest.
We're not there yet. Not there yet. We're still swimming in that
It's 'cause
gravy boat since the fucking last one, right? We're just, or actually, probably since COVID, let's say. Just floating along.
Yeah.
But, hey,
I think
we're taking on
I
water.
think less.
Yeah.
I want to say less millennials voted in 24 than they did in 2020,
I
which
don't
is
even
that's
know.
crazy to me. That
It's
is
not
crazy
crazy in the
to
sense
me.
that COVID was in the middle. We was in the middle of COVID in 2020. So, like, that
I
was
suppose
actually
maybe
the thing that lit a
2020 was
fire
there.
for people. And then the gravy
Yeah,
boat
but then
came from
Trump's
Biden. Biden gravy boat. We all felt it. We all got real. I'm just kidding. But things have to really collapse, and that's the only thing. Because otherwise, I never see it. The economy
there's
has
two
to take a
options.
significant hit. Yeah, not collapse, but it has to take a hit. But yeah,
When somebody is wallowing in just poverty like that, you have two options. You either become very politically engaged or you completely disconnect. I'm really hoping that first one
some people do
is what
disconnect.
people go
That's true.
for.
Yeah, right. You just need more to actually but more will participate than otherwise. It just will.
I
Just
fucking
drive.
hope so, man.
But you're right that it doesn't drive every single one. There's no time you're gonna get every single one. It's like George and Matilda living in the woods never vote. It's like, okay, I don't think we're ever gonna get them to do that.
It's true.
You know?
They don't have running water, dog. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Someone, hey, Mr. Beast, go dig him a well. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? All right, anyways.
What are we doing? What are we doing building wells in Africa? We need clean water in America.
Go to Flint. Sheesh. No, but I did see that
Jesus.
their pipes are finally, whether they replaced them or something, their pipes are finally all set or something like that.
Ooh, Trump just signed an executive order to put the lead back in the
Back
pipes
in,
in Flint,
dude.
Michigan.
Dude. Everybody saw that if we went back to leaded gas, it would cut the price in half, and everyone was like, let's do it anyways. It's like, oh boy.
Wait a minute.
Real stupid again. Real stupid again.
Lead does make gas
You ever
more
seen
efficient.
them charts?
It's true.
You ever seen them charts?
It's
where
true.
like
I
lead,
have seen it.
gas,
I have.
birth, age, IQ, something crazy like that. Lead exposure in last century shrank IQ scores of half of Americans. Bro.
Yeah. It's not good. Lead is not good for you.
That was a paper published by Duke. So there you go.
It's funny. At my place of work, these past 8 weeks, I've been very involved in the chemistry there.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 weeks ago, I realized that the stabilizers that we handle often that go into the baths is lead. Lead is the stabilizer. I was like, oh, that's good to know. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Just been spilling this shit on my hands. I'm sure I'm dumber now.
If
for
you're
sure have lost at least a couple
doing
IQ points.
experimentations, you will be handling things that aren't necessarily handled by the general public, as they should not be. As they should.
True.
Not be. So, yeah.
So I was speed running the Boomer experience, and it's not great. It's not great.
No, but hopefully you don't feel any. If you get real stupid, it'll be documented on here anyways, so that'll actually be enjoyable. But
there we go. We have a baseline.
there you go.
For sure.
There you go.
But yeah,
all right, let's go to the. Oh yeah,
just,
go ahead. Any other thoughts here? Gerrymandering bad.
Just to just to put a bow on it, this is the thing that worries me the most. Is the second I understand things aren't great right now anyway, as far as like our democratic institutions are concerned, but this is the thing that worries me the most.
And let's be clear, why are you worried? Is it because we could gerrymander ourselves into just one party rule, which is bad? Because I agree if that's what you're saying.
One party rule, yeah, but also I do think this is the start of more shamelessly removing people's representation in government. So it's not necessarily the end, just because we're gerrymandering like this now, but I do think that this leads us down a path of losing true democracy. And everybody knows when you can't flex your power at the ballot box anymore, there's only one more response you can do. And
which I feel like I'm sympathetic to what you're saying, because
violent.
If you could gerrymander things into one party rule anyways, you've already ruined democracy. So it doesn't, because I kept thinking
100%.
I kept thinking of what you're saying in the way of, oh, we'd lose our right to vote, but that's not even true. You could keep your right to vote, but then it's so diluted and pissed away in a system that doesn't. Then especially then you still lost it. You can vote, you can smile and vote, but it don't matter. It don't mean shit. Yeah.
Especially when the one party rule is the party that is just throwing gas on the fire. You know what I mean? It just accelerates it more and more that you're never going to see it power swing anywhere else. So at that point, you might as well just get rid of your democracy, because who gives a fuck anyway?
We need Donald Trump to not admire Kim Jong-un. It's not good.
True. And Vladimir
Did you
Putin.
know their
It's not
parliament is all his party? It's not good. It's not good. Okay.
good. Is that right? That does sound correct.
Yeah, I do think they have some parliament. Dude, there's a lot of authoritarian states that have a parliament, but it's like, oh, everybody's from my party. And they all won
Shout out Vlad.
100% of the vote. At least Vladdy P is like, I won 75? And everyone's like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
When you cheat on the test, you gotta just get a B minus. You don't give yourself an A plus.
Yeah,
Too obvious.
No voting by mail. That shit is, anyways. Yeah.
Bro, that'll shoot. I can't. If they do that, that's gonna shoot themselves in the foot. So
I feel like
fucking
we've had
knock yourself
conversations.
out.
Yeah, because we've been through this because of COVID. We've had conversations where we were like, I'm pretty sure I've seen data that says like some, in a lot of places, if not all, totaled up, Republicans vote more by mail. So
100%.
Okay.
Because they're old.
right, yeah.
Because they're old, and getting to the fucking ballot box is just hard to do if you're old.
Right. So
Leaving your house is hard to do when you're old.
Good
So
luck.
Fucking not. Yeah, I don't.
Good luck.
And again, I never want to
Have we thought
advocate
through the
for.
consequences of the action? Go ahead, sir.
I'm never going to advocate people losing their access to voting, but it's so funny to me that would shoot himself in the foot. Like I can't help but laugh at that.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, carry on.
Same thing with let's tie it up with this. Same thing with gerrymandering in Texas, when you're kind of already gerrymandered and you try to get some more competitive districts, but you get a little more Democrats because of the energy in 26 than you thought, and you lost a bunch of them. Anyway,
Right. Some margins are too thin.
Yeah.